Welcome everyone, Dr. Thor here. Get ready for Gnosis. Well, I want to show you one of my latest acquisitions to a fairly large collection of Uri Geller memorabilia. I don't know if you call it memorabilia. It's nice to have products that you can use in your life as whether they're decorations or I have plates and cups and so many other things that are Uri Geller based. That were made with his input by different companies, and of course charged by him indirectly or directly. So certainly nice to have something like that instead of just buying the average overpriced or low-priced crap you get in your stores, plates or cups or other things. Just like you should be using Radionic Tech cups and all the things that we offer. Because of the fact that, hey, why not have something special you use every day? Why not have a fantastic Radionic cup in the morning with your coffee instead of something that says Uncle Monkey on it? Or some other garbage from some common manufacturers to pollute your life with their negativity. So as a manifesting scientist, you should be... everything you should do should be dedicated to manifesting. You should be empowering your life every possible way. And one of the best ways is to do that with simple items that you use all the time. Whether that's a cup or a plate or a glass or having under your drinks or water pitchers, empowerment, a disc that we offer. Well, this is all part of being a master manifester. And it pays off 10,000-fold. So you just have to be participatory in the process. And if you fall into the common world, which will disempower you, that's what you get. Now, Uri Geller is getting older and older. He's in his middle to late 70s. How much longer he would be around, who knows? He is retired to Jerusalem, where he has already sold all his assets. He's living in a tiny little apartment with IKEA furniture, as he states. And, of course, he has built his museum there, and rightfully so, with the exhibits and the largest single standing spoon in the world. So it'll be a fun place, which I hope to visit someday. And if you're out in the neighborhood of Jerusalem before it blows up, certainly is a place to check out. And there are still little gems of his to be gotten. And of course, watch our website because we're going to be offering those types of things on our website that are treasures that are very limited and unappreciated at this time. As a manifesting scientist, you should be jumping at the fact of being able to get these precious empowered items as I try and find all the time. But, they just don't exist hardly anymore. Maybe you can get a book of Peter Hurkos that he wrote and maybe was signed by him and some other things out. They just don't exist, people. There's nothing from Andrei Prosharek or for any other people out there except the occasional personalized book that they may have signed sometime in their career. And of course, I collect these from all psychics and have quite an interesting array of these, which I someday will offer on my long list of what I do before I die. So, except I'm going to have to live to be 300 to get all the tasks done. So the whole idea is that these are things that everybody should be encouraged out there and looking at. So do check out the site. These things are treasures. So if you have to, I was just amazed that I found that a vintage t-shirt sold for $3,000 on eBay. Vintage VHS tapes, which deteriorate horribly, can sell for anything, for the special ones, obviously goofy, can sell for anything from $3,000 to $50,000 for a VHS tape of the original Star Wars or some other monkey worthless film done by idiots that you'll find out there. It's a shame and a crime against humanity that these kind of precious, one-of-a-kind tools that are in very limited supply are not being grabbed up. But do watch it. We're trying to get these things out to people. By buying from us, of course, you help the society and everything that goes with that. So you help Radionic Tech and, of course, manifesting sciences in general. But wouldn't it be wonderful to have these tools around you? Now, those that don't are foolish, and that's why we like to have special stuff, empowered stuff, special disorders, etc. Make your life special and empowered. And by doing this, your life becomes interesting instead of the common drag of nonsense, with your consciousness being filled with garbage from local society or some comic book religion, some nonsensical garbage from delusional psychopaths, otherwise known as your neighbor. So let's get into this amazing thing here. Now, this came from, of all places, and of course, most places outside, particularly outside the United States, after the phenomena of Uri Geller, which happened in the 70s. I mean, he was on television a lot. They had specials. People were putting their watches and spoons on top of TVs, and they were starting up again. Spoons were bending. It was quite amazing. And all of this stuff, of course, was staged by a giant guy. They had 1 million people running into your house, and when you were in the bathroom, they got your watch going and they changed it. Yeah, this is what, listen to Unamazing Randy, he'll tell you that. Or his buddy, his whipping little buddy, Penn Jillette, the person who didn't graduate high school and who's 350 pounds because he was eating lard right out of a jar and couldn't figure it out because he was a genius. He could tell us everything else, though. The 150 millionaire he is. And you have to wonder how people rise to their state of incompetency, or are they funded, to perpetrate their gobbling goo shit that they put out there. And of course, everything is done so he can make more money. Because after all, that's all life is about, right, Penny baby? So the whole idea is that's the thing that we look at. So you can live in the illusion created by failures and losers and evil people, or you can strive for gnosis and truth and be with those that really understand what's going on. So one of these things, I happened to just locate this on on the internet. And I saw this several months ago, but it was very expensive being offered in England. And then all of a sudden I see it pop up in the United States on eBay. And I almost bought it last time, but it was too much money. This when it was offered in the United States, it was offered at a very low price. Particularly for what it was, but of course it's coming from Japan, so you have all sorts of problems, everything from high shipping fees to high import fees by the criminals that run Europe, and all that goes with that. Remember, stuff comes in the U.S. for free. Yeah, and then they take your money and party with it, and you send your military over there to get blown up, and they love it because they're hillbillies. I'm from Texas, blow my legs off for the great Nazis. So the whole idea is that these are the kind of things that we run into in the bigger picture. So this is a fascinating thing. And of course, Asia and even a lot of parts of Europe and so forth have always been more open to psychic empowerment, something that's been proven after 150 years of research that all of these things have a validity to them. All of these things are fascinating and have been provable to have this interesting effect. Another thing that you've been lied to about. And of course, your parapsychologists are too busy looking at bottoms of Satanists. Yeah? Huh, Jeffy? So the whole idea is that all of the things that go involved in all that stuff, well, we have to fully understand. So, and you got to remember, Geller's fame is now been going back 30, 40 years almost. He was super popular in the middle to late 70s, and after that, things started to die down, even though he still made good money, toured the world, etc. And of course, in places like Asia and everything else, like the Chinese in particular do with their feng shui, where they put on the top of bank buildings. Yes, can you imagine one of the American banks putting a giant symbolic cannon on top of it to blow away bad energies that they spent $10 million for? Can you believe that? Well, that's what the Chinese do. And ultimately, these kind of spiritual empowerments will win the bigger game. But the point is that this is how people think, and it's not different than anything else. And to think of course, the West is very superstitious in its own way, with the hidden mysticism that happens in a lot of the financial sectors and banking sectors by the very superstitious and pagan Jews whose documents are all paganism and all mysticism. So don't think this doesn't go on. They just don't put giant cannons on top of their bank of bozos. So, but we have to understand that that's all part of the process that's going on here and part of what we have to understand. But Uri Geller has been proven. It's on numerous films of him doing all the things that were said that he didn't do. Cameramen, when the unamazing Randy lied, saying that the cameraman said he didn't do any of that. The cameraman was sought out, was tracked down, and signed an affidavit that he filmed Uri Geller doing it and was there. But, Uri Geller has tiny little men that go into cameras and change everything, right? Unamazing, unbelievable with that. So thank God that person is in a ditch in the ground. So the whole idea is that we need to understand that. But so the whole idea is these things have been proven, and there is beyond a shadow of a doubt. Science is only real science when it agrees with what you believe as a scientist, a sucker. Then you believe it. But if a scientist comes out and says, well, this seems to be something true as well, just as it recently have come out, as some major scientists are now saying that you can go faster than the speed of light, it's all been kind of proven. And that hypothesis, which has been shoved up everyone's bottoms for years and years, is not correct. So, and to think that we should follow science that is 70, 80 years old and give it any credibility today shows the idiocy of what we are teaching in Mental Moron Institute of Technology and Caltech Stooge land. The dumbademia that continues to produce zero. Hey, scientists, what's the cure for dandruff?
That's stumping us, Dr. Thor. We're working on it. We need another $10 billion to figure out how to cure dandruff.
Keep going, baby. Keep going. Here's a shovel. Keep digging. So the whole idea is that we're all living in a mis- and disinformation reality where you're fed garbage. So why would you possibly empower people and think that they have power beyond the corporate system, the banking numbers, and everything else that goes with it? Why would you possibly do that if you want to control people? So the bottom line is, here's a fascinating. Now, I've got this on one of my many plates that empower it. This helps broadcast. This increases the energy of the pyramid, and it broadcasts it in your environment. But this is quite a fascinating. This is a holographic, beautifully made glass pyramid with a holographic Merkaba in here, which is a multi, what would you call it? This is, of course, in itself, it's a three-dimensional object put inside here. And these are always beautiful. I've always loved these holographic type images. But the Merkaba is a fascinating symbol that comes from, I believe it's originated in ancient Egypt, to signify the soul, the force, ascension, etc. So it's a very powerful symbol in itself and generates very good energy. And we're going to test this with a particular pendulum here in a minute. Now, I don't know if you can see, there we go. Maybe you can see that fairly good. Well, there it is, inscribed on the front of it, Uri Geller. Now, he personally charged this in Japan for this very limited number of these that were made. These are very rare. I believe less than 100 of these were actually made, and this is the first one I've ever seen. And of course, as you travel the world, you work with different people, and they have different things they add in there to make more money for Geller and for the people putting everything on. And that's one of these very rare things. I have so many things from Geller that you will never see again, most likely. A lot of stuff is trashed. Geller has been involved in everything from some really nice games, board games, other things that can be used to psychically train yourself. Lots of cool little toys and other things that were produced under his name that he gave credit to and probably had something to do with it, or at least okayed it. And everything I found from Geller that has been produced by him are all really cool, nice stuffs of high quality, just like his plates and glasses and everything else. And this is very high quality. This is not junk. This must be about 5 inches here. And beautifully done, clear. Just a very pretty item to have. And a real treasure to have in general. So, let's take a look here and do the usual. You know, everything you get, no matter what it is, you test it. Now, I've removed this here because this is going to give you false results, because if it is bad, this will change it and clear it out and amplify it. But let's hold it over the top here. The usual, is this positive, negative, or neutral? Hopefully everybody can see this on camera pretty good. And you can see that this is immediately changing into clockwise good energy, and it's a pretty good energy. It's moving at a good rate. I would call this probably a 6 or a 7. So it's got excellent energy from here, and that means that you've got a positive thing here. Of course, one of the things you always want to do, of course, is you want to make sure that you amplify it by putting one of our discs on it. And the other thing is where is it, dude? What did I just had? Oh, here it is. And of course, you want to put your Polaroid and powered picture on here. You can see, you can get cameras and film. Fuji Instax, meaning Insta. It's basically a Polaroid for those old timers out there. So you take a Polaroid yourself, you just can take it of any part of your body or just hold it in front of you like a selfie. You put it on the plate, you put this on top of it, and now whoever's in that picture, wherever they are in the universe, is being sent positive, healing, wonderful Uri Geller, Merkaba energies. So, I mean, it's about building all of these soul force energies, which tend to be subtle to begin with, into strong, powerful energies that help empower your life, keep you at a higher level of functioning. This keeps you living longer. It keeps your immune system and well-being up higher, meaning that you're going to get less illnesses, maybe none at all by empowering that. And that's, of course, how those things work. So you want to have as many of these type things as possible and integrate them into your life. This is something you could put on your desk, in your office, in your living room, in your bedroom. But, of course, you can't get these anywhere. This is the only one that I've ever seen in the last 25 years. And it's unlikely you're going to see these popping up anywhere. This was one of the more skilled Japanese, who tend to be very country-centric, was smart enough to take this outside of Japan and sell it, and of course found a buyer, which I'm the only one who bid on it, because nobody cares about any of these things. Of course, not me. They want
Orgone to poison themselves and die and live in the light of Satan. Isn't it wonderful? Thank you, Carl Welch. You polluted the planet.
So the whole idea is that we have all these things that are out there, and that are ignored. And this is, of course, one of them, why people buy crap, junk, garbage that is toxic, where people have put in horrible, evil energies. Unfortunately, most of these people are dead. One of them, a great Oregon pusher of his heroin of poison, died because he was too stupid with some sort of hang gliding and ran himself into the ground on takeoff.
Gee, I can't wait to get some of that Orgone. It'll make me highly intelligent, Dr. Thor.
Okay, so we have these wonderful things. Do watch that. Do watch our page. We're having a particular page that's going to have what I call relics, modern and ancient, on them. So you can kind of bring these energies into your life. This would be nice if all of these things could be done properly. I had an idea of one time of having relics like this all over a particular room that someone stayed in, where they slept in, kind of a special type of hotel room, which would make a fantastic way of doing things. So, what a great environment that would be, and a unique experience for everybody to have. So, I hope everyone's enjoyed this. This is another one of these rare as hen's teeth, wonderful things you're only going to see on Radionic Tech. and enjoy the energy. I mean, you can put your left hand up to the screen and try and suck the energy out of there into your body, out your right, and feel some of the energetic that you'll get from that. You can do that with all of our products and kind of get yourself a little high, a little boost, a little buzz into better energies of life. So, I hope everyone's enjoyed. Much more to come. We have lots of relics coming. Until next time.